2 years into my cancer journey, I received a phone call because I was praying, Lord, how do you want to use this cancer journey? Because the issues that arise in a cancer journey, pain and suffering, life and death, meaning in all this, are very essential questions to answer, because then you find meaning and purpose in what you're going through. Because a cancer patient feels that what they're going through is meaningless, they're a burden on others, and what's it all about? Because the cancer world is very impersonal and very difficult to go through. So 2 years after my cancer diagnosis, I met an individual at church who had just been diagnosed, and he was diagnosed with stage 4 colorectal disease at age 46. And so he and I started a journey together. I came alongside him. I said, would you like me to pray with you? And he said yes. And that started a 6-year friendship. And as I walked through that with him, and what we would say is, hey, I just want to hook up my boat to your boat. As your boat's being tossed and fro in the storm, I just want to hook it up and I'm going to ride it out with you. So he and I decided to launch a cancer support group at church, and it was that premise. And it goes right along with the verse that you were saying, the fact that we've been comforted in a certain way. God has revealed things to us in this journey that are essential to get through it. But there are these truths, these great truths that we want to communicate with others, and we want to help them along their journey. So in the same comfort that we were comforted, we want to comfort others. And that's basically what happens when you come alongside someone, is they go through the same thing that you've gone through. Like, I couldn't speak into someone's life as they're going through a divorce because I've never been divorced. But those individuals who have been divorced, who have surrendered that experience to the Lord and found transformation in it, then they suddenly have all these truths that they can share with those individuals going through it, and come alongside of them and just love them through it. So it's a great question about the role that fear and anxiety still plays, and plays a huge role still on my part. You know, when I talk about cancer, I don't believe God caused that cancer in my life. I believe it was something from the enemy, or something that happens because we live in a fallen world, however you want to phrase it. But I know God has allowed it for a particular reason. And for me, and for many cancer people, we find that there's that period, say 3 a.m. in the morning or something like that, where you wake up and your eyes are wide awake, and there's a terror, is the only way that I could describe it, of the what ifs. What if I don't survive this? What's going to happen to my family? What will an end of life journey be like? Will the pain be controlled? Those types of issues. How will I handle it? And so now, after 10 years of this journey, I still have fear and anxiety. I just went to the hospital yesterday and did scanning. Still the same fear happens to me, but I know now, after 10 years, that God will impart in me a grace that I can't explain. It's a supernatural thing. But that I still have to practice that. I still have to pray, be anxious for nothing, but by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. The other gift that he did for me in this past surgery was an assurance of my eternity. And that's extremely helpful when you're going through a cancer journey. And it's really been God's gift to me through this latest part. But we all, even when you're years out and you have to go for that follow-up scan, even when cancer is in your rearview mirror, but they say to you, okay, time for your annual scan, the same feelings surface, the same fears, and you have to then practice what gets you through that. And for me, it's the Philippians 4, 6, and 7, be anxious for nothing. It's to remember his faithfulness through this whole journey for me. But it's tough. I talk to people who are initially diagnosed or who are in the heat of it, and it's difficult. That's where I think it's helpful to have people who have been through this storm or who are going through it right now, because they can identify with your feelings. And how they get through it might be helpful for how you can get through it. It's really recognizing you're powerless over this, this particular storm that you're in, but that God is faithful and that He can really bring tools to you that will help you through it.